I started my career as a print journalist, and then I got into the electronic media. I was working a couple of television companies, and I got into television production. And then, I was into corporate films and documentaries, things like that, before I moved into feature. So I think it was a sort of a natural progression. I mean, one medium to the other. So I don't think it was a jump suddenly. So it was like almost, for me, it was very natural, moving on, kind of evolving. So. Not really, because honestly speaking, when you're making a film, you're not really thinking about the awards, or you're not thinking of things like that. But definitely the pressure is there in terms of not necessarily the awards, but in terms of you try to set standards for yourself, and then every time you want to make sure that you not only meet those standards, you kind of do even better. So yes, pressure is there to that extent, but it's not about the awards. Okay, see, Bakrapur is not necessarily one particular, it's not a village, or for example, Welcome to Sajjanpur or Gangs of Wasipur, where the names are specific places. Bakrapur is not like that. Bakrapur can be anywhere. There are two things about Bakra. Ek to ye hai ki, this what we call the herd mentality, where, they just follow. Blindly they follow, they don't think. Somebody is going in front, so okay, let me also follow. So that herd mentality is one part of it. And the other part of it is as we all know, and basically Bakra banana, to make a fool of somebody else. Yeah, obviously the title is decided based on the subject, but yes, the title was, I was the one who picked the title. It's quite difficult because, even with children, he was not a very small child, he was about 9-10 years old. So it's, to some extent you can handle him. With animals it's very difficult because, when you're working with animals, you have to be a little extra careful, in handling them and things like that. So basically what happened was that when we were looking for the goat, when we went to a market, so we were just asking people, what is this goat called, things like that. What we found was that a lot of them had named their goats after, very popular heroes, Bollywood heroes. So, children have this thing of, when they're, a fan of some big Bollywood star or something, they tend to name their pet after the star. So, like that. So, that was a very interesting thing that we found. So, that's how we named the goat. I wouldn't say difficult, but yes, difficult in the sense of logistics. One was we shot at a live market. That was quite difficult, and the other was we were shooting an election rally. So again, it was a live space. People didn't know what was happening. They didn't know initially they didn't know it was a shoot. So that was quite, challenging. I don't think it's all that different. At the end of the day, you're telling a story. To me, I don't feel the difference. Honestly, I don't see much of a difference. I think the change in technology is the biggest change. The fact that we've moved from celluloid to digital technology, that's the biggest change, because what has happened is it's completely democratized cinema. Anybody can make a film today. Today you can even shoot a film on your mobile, and if it's a brilliant film, there's every possibility that the film could even, technology has made that possible. So I think for me, I find that, and it's happened during my time, so I find that very interesting. What shall I say? Obviously, it'd be an honor to work with stars and things like that. But ultimately, I need to have a subject which suits, somebody like that. But definitely, I'm open to doing different genres, different kinds of cinema, and I'd be very happy to work with. Now, if you've made a film in 75 crores and it makes 100 crores, yeah. Whereas if you make a film in 1 crore and it makes 50 crores, so that's still. So I don't think that 100 crore figure is, in my opinion, I don't think that's a benchmark to judge a film by. See, it's a very light-hearted film, it's a very tongue-in-cheek film, so definitely the humor is a strong point, but at the same time, the humor is not, it's not silly, it's not slapstick comedy, it's sensible humor. So, and I also feel that given the storyline, it's set against a village backdrop, so I think people in smaller towns and cities and villages even would, be interested in watching the film, and hopefully also the multiplex audience. So I'm hoping that this film will kind of, I'm hoping that given the story of the film, given the kind of treatment that we've given the film, I'm hoping that it will have a wide, acceptance. Hi, this is Janaki Vishwanathan here, and you can catch me on movietalkies.com.